Hey folks, last summer I started working on this Wingnut Wings Sopwith Snipe kit. Uh, it was piloted by William Barker. In fact, on his famous last combat flight of the Great War, in which he engaged well over a dozen Fokker D-7s, not intentionally, but that's another story. Anyway, it was part of a group build project with a September deadline, and I ran out of time. So I put everything away. Naturally, I had started with, and I finished the Billy Barker figure that came with the kit. But I was only about halfway through the project. 4 of 9 steps, but probably more than halfway because the cockpit and fuselage detailing were all done, and that's always a big part. Then I had to figure out the order for doing the painting. With biplanes, or triplanes for that matter, it can be tricky, to put it mildly, to wait until all the assembly's finished to be painting. It's hard to get into areas if the wings are already on. So I knew I'd begin that process at some point, but I have to say I'm really out of practice with my lovely airbrush. It's a great airbrush from Harder and Steenbeck, but I don't use it very often. I've been painting figures, and that's all brush painting for me, except for the priming. I decided I was going to use this AK clear doped linen, and I've been using that a lot on figures, but just for little details. I had actually never used it for what it was intended, which was the undersides of Great War airplanes. I said, why not? Now the color callouts for Wingnut Wings for clear dope linen, they have, I think, Humbrol and they certainly have Tamiya, and I've been using the deck tan in the past. I'll call it the alcohol acrylic, covers really well. So this was my first time with the true water acrylic from AK, and it's an Air series. So supposedly perfectly or optimally, what do I want to say, the optimum blend, not blend, thickness, liquidity for an airbrush, and that's pretty much correct. You really don't need to use much thinner at all or water. It's very fluid. However, it doesn't cover well. And it took me a devil of a time to get the ailerons, the horizontal stabilizer, the underside of the cockpit, of the fuselage, and the undersides of the top and bottom wings covered. In fact, I'm still going to do more. But frankly, I'm done for the day because, for me, airbrushing is for every 5 minutes of airbrushing, there's some multiple of that in terms of cleaning and airbrush maintenance, even for an easy to clean airbrush like this. And that's it. I really need to get more practice with this thing, which means building more airplane or car models and leaving the figures for other times. But enough of this whinging. I tomorrow will give another couple coats for the undersides of the wings, and then we will proceed to putting the bottom wing on and the horizontal stabilizer and proceeding for further steps with a goal to get the Wingnut Wings Sopwith Snipe finished. Oh, sometime in July. Thanks for watching.